Here's an interesting moment coming up, and I would use the EuroCAD to enter a short position if I manage to. 300 entering a short position. Let me explain why I'm entering this situation right now. It's all quite simple, really. There is a main area. From this area, we had increased volumes. I can assume there was liquidity. Based on these plus-minus indices with some margin of error, we have the fact of a significant appearance of buyers, after which we see a good surge upwards, meaning I can assume that if the seller comes back to these price levels, it might happen again from here, a retracement movement. I'm entering a short position purely to this area, this small distance, for 2 minutes. Why? Look, last time we surged from here, came and made this high. After this high, we experience a sharp drop. We almost come back to this area again, but don't quite reach it. We retrace upwards again. To be precise, we enter an accumulation phase, and now, according to this accumulation, we are approaching this area again. That is, we didn't go up from the accumulation, we went down from the accumulation. And here, there is confirmation of liquidity, both in terms of volume and the surge. Every candle has a retracement movement, meaning there was an attempt by the buyer to go higher, and we close it everywhere. Specifically, I am interested in this candle, on which we essentially... There are fewer buyers, and there are slightly more sellers. A good fact for attempting to go lower. Next, what is happening at the bottom? We have volume in the mix. We are closing, basically. I would say this is a slight loss of strength. Look, there's a minus here. Yes, nothing terrible happened. Oops. Wow, got lucky with the follow-up. I'm opening a follow-up for a decrease. The only downside is the cluster. This zone of interest remained at the top, but the main fact is that we passed the zone of interest and in the end closed it, the candle in our favor. Meaning the body of the candle closed lower than the zone of interest. Good for the seller. Basically, I've laid out a bunch of facts. My main task is to gather a profit up to this area. Ideally, of course, where the buyer will appear. After this, there's no update to the minimum. This minimum was quite recent. It's unlikely that it's interesting for him to come here and bounce off this minimum again for an increase. There, that's all the goodies. These minimums have already been taken out. With this, that is, essentially, I can remove this area altogether and just mark the most important one. The minimum where the price will move. Basically, we'll put a smiley and wait a minute and 3 seconds remain until the end. Plus, there's one follow-up. Absolutely nothing to worry about. I have only 3 follow-ups in reserve. I don't use more than 3. So this is how the situation looks on TradingView.